Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you are having a terrific day. The sun is beautiful here in Arizona, and I am super excited because I got a throwdown for a video, How Do You During COVID? So let's talk about beats, objectives, and obstacles or tactics, okay? So if I was having a live class and I was trying to teach some of Stanislavski's system or the concept of objectives and tactics, I would actually use obstacle course. And there's a lot of different things that you can do with obstacle course. I'll just kind of share that briefly in case some of you actually are able to move and have students and you create an obstacle course in your classroom, have one student lead another student through it, add humans in if you're able to with COVID that become obstacles that move. And so the person who's calling, the person going through the system is having to constantly adjust and change what they're doing and their tactic for leading the person through changes. Now, of course, when I do obstacle courses or things like that that are really practical, I don't tell anybody ahead of time what I'm doing because I want them to really get into the exercise and have fun with it, and I want to see what happens. I find that if I write an objective on the board for the class and then we do it, they get a little formulaic in what they do. So that's if it's not COVID though. Let's talk about most of us dealing with COVID and restrictions in the classroom. So here's what you're going to do, or what I think works well to teach objectives. Have everybody write down, they could type it in chat if you're on Zoom, if they're at individual desks, hold up whiteboards, whatever you want, something that they want. And you can take this really deep, and I'm sure some of your students will, but you want to kind of guide them with this, with like, what is it that you want more than anything? Maybe you want a piece of pizza right now. Maybe you want to leave this classroom right now. Maybe you want to be able to go to a party this weekend. Have them write some of that stuff down and kind of put that to a side and give yourself a collection of that, or make notes of that for yourself on a board. And then have them say, okay, all right, guys, now I want you to think of something that you've had to ask your parents for that you knew your parents wouldn't want to do. Maybe it's let you go to the party, or maybe it's that you got bad grades, or maybe it's that you need money. And especially the older they get, they're going to get really some great ideas with this. The younger ones are going to stick typically with very like, oh, I wanted this toy, I wanted this game, or things like that. Okay, so you're just going to say, great. Now what I want you to do is turn to a partner on Zoom, or if you're on a digital platform, you can have them partner up, or you can have the whole class watch one or two people interact doing this. And you have one person become the parent, and the other person is the student. Okay, and so, or the child, and you have them go with somebody else's objective. So don't let them use their own, because that's a little too close sometimes. And so have them say, all right, well, Sally wanted pizza today, so your job is to get your mom to buy you pizza, even though she believes pizza is super unhealthy and you guys are gluten-free and you're allergic to tomatoes and you can't have dairy. I think that eliminates pizza. So, and have them have the conversation and improv it out. And it's pretty funny to watch that. And you can have them do that multiple partners at a time. That's easy to do, 6-foot distance. When you're done with that, all right, then switch it into some of those bigger goals and have the class kind of watch some of your better pairings at that. Once you've started with the easy sample of something immediate, then kind of go to those bigger goals that you started with. What you're going to find what the students will find as you're talking about is you're like, okay, so what is it that you wanted? All right, well, whatever. And that's an objective. Okay, so let's go through our script now. And can you tell me what character X wants? Okay, and take it really broad, right? You got to start really broad if you're going to start scene by scene. Although I will say some scripts, scenes are easier than a whole play, right? But just depending, pick the easy one for them, have them as something really simple that they can all get and grab that. Then you're going to say, okay, now that we've done that, by the way, I'm watching like The Amazing Shadows. It's really fun. Once they've done that, okay, then you're going to go to, all right, let's talk about a tactic. And a tactic is just what you guys did when you were working with your parents. So what are tactics that you used? Well, I used guilt. I used emotion. I used manipulation. Every once in a while, you'll get some physical force, I think less likely if you're on a computer. And talk about that and then see if they can find it. So super easy way to do that. If you have an opportunity to go physical and do a human obstacle course, I really recommend it because it's fun. But in the absence of that, have them practice their getting from parents skill and see what that does for you. I hope that helps. I'm looking for another one. I will be sending beats out. I think beats is a little separate, and we will talk about that in another video. Again, tell me your questions and let's see if we can't figure out a way to teach that during COVID.